So there's Hunter, right? And you go, well, that makes sense. His son. And so this judge also took issue with Biden saying there's no reason. Like, no one would ever do this. So this judge of their case is like, he's confessed to doing crimes. He said he didn't pay him because he was on drugs. And then he said after he got sober, he didn't pay it. He said he did the crime. This is not something that only partisan hacks would do. This is not something only idiots would challenge. He's like, this is a legitimate crime. It's clearly a legitimate crime. He's guilty. He pled guilty. We found him guilty. We're on to sentencing. And he's like, pardon all you want, but, excuse me on your phrasing of this thing. So he basically said, I'm gonna do it because it's not worth that fight. Like, I'm gonna do it, but I take exception at a lot of this stuff in here. So now Politico talked to some Democrats here about future pardons. President Joe Biden's senior aides are conducting a vigorous internal debate over whether to issue preemptive pardons to a range of current and former public officials who could be targeted with President-elect Donald Trump's return to the White House. Biden aides are deeply concerned about a range of current and former officials who could find themselves facing inquiries and even indictments. A sense of alarm, which has only accelerated since Trump last weekend announced the appointment of Kash Patel to lead the FBI. Patel has publicly vowed to pursue Trump's critics. I don't think that's how he said it. I think he said he was going to go after people who did extrajudicial, acts in order of trying to sink Trump. Okay, they're deliberating. Those who could face exposure include such members of Congress as J6 committee as Adam Schiff. Remember Adam Schiff? He was the guy during the Russian collusion that said, if you see what I've seen, and I am in the committee that sees these things, you know that he is guilty as hell. Every day he went on the news and said, I've seen the evidence. Y'all, I can't tell you about it. It's confidential, but I'm like the chair of the committee or I'm in the committee or whatever. And he's guilty. Like, he's clearly guilty. Of course, when it finally came out, they're like, yeah, there's nothing to it. But he just went, and that's the thing. Like, I hate just liars. Like, I can handle spin. I can handle omission. I can handle creative phrasing, but just an outright lie. I've seen it. There's evidence, and he is guilty. There was no evidence. He just lied. An example of spin that I accept. I don't like. But here's an example. Donald Trump, right? Libertarian convention. We talked about this. He committed to have a libertarian as part of his cabinet. Rah rah siskumbah. Well, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. bought a lifetime membership into the Libertarian Party. I don't know what his voter registration says. Don't think it says libertarian. Maybe it does. But he's in the cabinet. He's a libertarian. Maybe there'll be more. There probably won't be more. That's probably it. LP National is saying, hey, look. Robert F. Kennedy, lifetime member. He's in. And they're trying to, spin it, get some press as RFK's a lifetime member of the Libertarian Party. And he's a trusted person. But the reality is, no one wanted that. No one in the Libertarian Party, not one human being who's a member of the Libertarian Party, wanted RFK Jr. to be the Libertarian. When you break it down, though, he's a lifetime member. He's in the cabinet. And you go, not technically a lie. You got one over on us, or I don't know. Trump really knows what a libertarian actually is, to be honest. But whatever. And so that's the example of being like, eye roll. Yeah, all right. But that's not just lying. That was Adam Schiff, just lying. Liz Cheney is another one that might get a preemptive pardon. And because Trump previously, she said she should go to jail along with the rest of the unselect committee. And then here's another one, Anthony Fauci. Now this one would anger me. Adam Schiff later on in this, whatever, I'm kind of done with this article. Adam Schiff later comes out and goes, hey, let's not do these pardons. He's like, this is politically stupid. And like, I don't need a pardon. I don't think I did anything criminal. I don't think they're going to come after me. Like, we don't need to do this. Now, Fauci and Liz Cheney, they did not return requests for comment. I don't know what Liz Cheney possibly did that could be criminal. I mean, actual criminal more so than what the Cheneys normally do. I mean, I mean, she's
it's the norm.
yeah. I mean, she's a Cheney, but I don't like thinking in the last few years. Like, I mean, war crimes, but that's more her dad. So I don't know. I don't know what she's at. But Anthony Fauci, I think there's something to it. And Elon Musk said his pronouns are prosecute Fauci, and I like those pronouns. And I do not think he should get a free pass on possible corruption. You know, possibly. I mean, the profiteering, like, and it's probably legal. But I don't know. I feel like Fauci has the biggest opening for some sort of prosecution. You know.
Well, and Fauci opens the floodgates to Gates.
Yeah. Well, like with Fauci, like, you know, Obama ended gain of function research, and Fauci gave to a proxy to fund gain of function research. That seems like an opening, you know? And if they have any emails where he knowingly, because remember they changed the definition of it. Rand Paul, with all due respect, you do not know what you're talking about, you know? He just changed the definition of gain of function research. Well, if there's some emails out there that go, he knowingly funded it when Barack Obama made it illegal. Well, that's a crime, you know? I don't know. Probably slap on the wrist kind of thing. I doubt you even lock him up for a day, but it's a crime. We should go after him at least. Make him spend some of the money being the highest paid employee in the federal government. All right. Let me see. Okay. So anyway, they want to do these preemptive. They may or may not do these preemptive pardons, right? If they keep doing it, you know, the excuse is just, well, you know, Kash Patel is just like a Trump loyalist, and he's going to be willing to weaponize the FBI against these people and all that. But a lot of politicians break a lot of laws. And I would love to see a lot of politicians in jail. And that's not just Democrats, that's Republicans. I'd like to see a lot of them in jail. Now, not if they didn't do anything wrong, but let's figure out what insider trading is and isn't, shall we? You know?
Set an example.
Let's set an example. Dan Crenshaw can figure out what to do with that eye hole in prison, you know? He's a real cool guy.
I'll miss out on my 18%, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he likes talking about his deadlifts and his squats and stuff, so, like, plenty of time in prison. Plenty of time. Yeah, for you, I'd feel bad. But, yeah, he might still be investing. It won't do as good. But, I don't know. These preemptive pardons I have a problem with. I want to see anybody that's broken the law, get them. Get them. When we break the law, people get us. Mm-hmm. Get them. You know? If they didn't break the law, don't do a political attack on them. You know? But if they broke the law, get them. If you enjoyed that segment from the Loaded Talk podcast, please click below for the full episode and consider liking and subscribing. As always, you can go to loadedtalk.com to follow all things Loaded Talk.